Alright, hey y'all. Today's lesson, you are going to need the graphs that I gave you in class, and we've labeled them A, B, C, D, so you know which graph goes with which board. And you might need to take a few notes in your spiral. So this page would be in your spiral, and then we'll go to the graphs. So, objective, graphing linear equations, root word, line. So all of these are going to be straight lines. And you see slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. And even if it's in y equals mx, that's still going to be a linear equation. But we're going to focus on the y equals mx plus b. So here are your steps. Make sure you copy down your steps. First step is identify the b, which is the y-intercept. If it's positive, it means you're going to go up. If it's negative, you're going to go down. Step 2, you're going to use the slope to find at least two other points. And I'm going to show you how to do that. And then the last step is you're going to draw your straight line. And that is how you graph a linear equation. Alright, so example 1, graphing using M and B. So for these examples, you're going to go to your paper, and we're going to be right here, example A. And we are going to graph using the M and the B. So notice I'm giving you M and B, they're both 2. Since the M is 2, and you can write this on your graph paper somewhere. So on your paper, write out here, M equals 2, B equals 2. And since the slope is 2, and the slope means rise over run, this really means 2 over 1, because you have to have a rise over run. And the B is 2, so this is positive, so it's going to go up 2. So we go up. First start with your B, up 2, and we put a dot. Alright, that's step 1. Find your B. Then we're going to use our slope, and we're going to count. Our slope is 2 over 1, so that means we're going to count up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. Notice this is positive, so we know that our slope is going to go in a positive direction. Positive direction. So up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, but now I'm off my graph. So go back to my point. And I want a positive line, so now I'm going to go down 2 over 1, because I want a positive line. And now you can see my dots. Again, I used my slope to count, up 2 over 1 or down 2 over 1, and I want a positive line. And now I can connect, and there is my graph. So that is how you do A. Let me show you how to do B. B, my slope is negative 3, which really means negative 3 over 1. And my y-intercept is 1, so it's going to be up 1. So I go up 1 and I put a dot. That's step 1. Step 2 is we use our slope. So this is negative. So we want a negative line. Negative line. So that gives me a direction of how I'm going to count, because I want a negative line. So I'm going to go down 3, 1, 2, 3 over 1. I can go down 3 again. Or I can go up 3 over 1. So at least have 2 other points. Once you have 2 other points, then you can draw your straight line. Whoops. And hopefully yours looks a little better than mine, because yours is actually a coordinate plane. But my slope was negative, and then my y-intercept was 1. I heard something. Okay, so C, on your paper, wherever C is, A, B, C, write out on the side M and B, and then we're going to graph M and B. Oh, hi. So M is 1/2, which means it's already in a fraction, rise over run, and B is 0, negative 2. So since it's negative, that means we need to go down 2. And our slope is positive, so we want to go in a positive direction. That helps us count. So our slope is 1/2, so that means up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. So up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. Or you could go the other way, down 1 over 2. If you wanted a dot on both sides, we connect. And there is our line. All right, let's do one more together. Do you need something? Okay. Slope, negative 1/3, and our y-intercept. So we start with our y-intercept. and we go up to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You put a dot. And our slope is negative, so we want a negative line. It helps if you think about that. Even put your pencil down on your paper and think negative line. So that is down 1 over 3. And then let's go down 1 over 3 again. 1, 2, oops, I'm off my plane. So you go up 1 over 3. But we need 3 points. And now we can make our line. So that is how you make a line using the M and the B. So now let's graph using the equation of a line. Our equation is going to be in the form y equals mx plus b, slope-intercept form. But we need our M and we need our B. And we get those from the equation. So it's essentially the same thing. Example E on your paper, A, B, C, D, E. So E would be down here. Write the equation, y equals 3x minus 4. And then you need to find your M and your B. Your M is 3, which really means 3 over 1. And your B is negative 4. So make sure you understand that your B is negative 4. We go down to negative 4. And then we use our slope. It's going to be a positive slope. And we count 3 over 1. 1, 2, 3 over 1. Now I can't really go down anymore because it's off my graph. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to count up 3 again. 1, 2, 3 over 1. And you could do it again, but we won't. And then you have your straight line. So you pick out your M and your B, you start with your B, and then you graph. So let's do this one. My M, always in front of the variable, always in front of the x, so negative 1/2. And my y-intercept is 2. So we go up 2. And then we have a negative slope. A negative slope. So that means we're going to go in a negative downhill direction. 1 over 2, 1 over 2, or we could go up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. So you can go up, over, down, over, as long as you make that negative line. And then you connect, and you have the graph of a linear equation. All right, so let's do 2 more together. Notice we need to pick our M and our B. Our M is going to be the number in front of the variable. So what number would be in front of just x? Hopefully you know it's 1, which is 1 over 1. Because remember, we would slip in a 1. And then our y-intercept is 1. So that means we go up 1. We put a dot. And then this is a positive slope. And 1 over 1 is easy. That just means up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. So we go up 1 over 1, or we could go down 1 over 1. And we have our straight line. All right, so last one like this. This one is a y equals mx. There's no plus b. So our m, as you can see, is negative 2 over 1. But what's our b? If we don't have anything, that means our b is 0. So if it doesn't have a plus b, that means your b is 0. So you put a dot at 0, 0, the origin. And then this is a negative line. So we would go down 2 over 1 or up 2 over 1 to make our negative line. And notice the only thing different is there was no plus b. So that means your y-intercept was 0, 0, the origin. Now this last slide is about special cases. So I want to make sure you understand these special cases. There are 2 special cases. What if the equation just says y equals a number? Y equals 4, y equals 10, y equals negative 3. If it ever says y equals a number, then that number has to be all the y's, no matter what the x is. So just let me show you a quick t-chart. Y is 4, so that means all the y's are going to be 4. all of them. If x is -1, y is 4. If x is 0, if x is 1. They're all going to be 4. So then when you graph it, you're always going to go -1, 4, 0, 4, 1, 4. And when you connect, you notice you get a horizontal line. And the slope is 0 for a horizontal line. If y equals a number, it's always going to be a horizontal line. And then I'm sure you can predict what's going to happen when x equals a number. If x equals -3, then all the numbers in the x are going to be -3. And that means it's going to be a vertical line, and the slope is undefined. So if you ever have y equals a number, it's going to be a horizontal line. If you ever have x equals a number, it's going to be a vertical line. But those are the special cases that I wanted to show you about, and we are going to practice graphing tomorrow. See you tomorrow.